I just, when I'm going, I don't have to really, in my life, I don't have to do anything, I don't just show up, hopefully on time, and go. Yeah, I don't have to do anything.
Vera, you've done a lot of work on stage. Can you talk about Chekhov?
Chekhov. Chekhov's a tough sport. I think probably what I found so tricky about the character of Julie, I found equally tricky as in the character of Brenneskaya. The trick of Chekhov is to make humor of tragedy, and I think that was the challenge. I think with both the roles, finding the humor in the drama. I do love Chekhov. I am Ukrainian, it's very familiar to me. People just complaining about the futility of of life and loneliness and discontent. But I loved, I love this. It reminded me of one of my favorite films, which I love plays within plays, like
Hamlet.
But I'm talking about other films that what's the Diane movie? Bullets Over Broadway, and the role itself to me harkens sort of the screwball comedians of the 30s and the 40s, and that's rare to encounter in a script. It was fun. It was good fun.
I was surprised that the starting point for the film was the idea of you've done the time, now do the crime, now you can do the crime. I would have thought that, I was wondering if the play within the film wasn't the starting point. When did you decide on Chekhov?
It was an inspiration from the writer, Sasha. Yeah, he was just, some odd intuitive parallel between our story and Lopakhin's, and what's one of the interesting things also with Chekhov is like Venevskaya, the whole kind of in-joke of how do you say the names of the character. And there was something to, and it takes place in the film itself where they declare, he is Lopakhin. He's come from nowhere, he's deciding to change his life, he loves you, but he's going to destroy your life at the same time. And so there was kind of a nice parallel.
Did you audition any other plays?
What else did we do? We thought about, waiting for Godot, because once the Cherry Orchard was chosen, it stuck. Yeah.
Thank you. Questions? Yes, please, in the back.
Keanu, this is Zuba Radio. You're a veteran of the movie business now, but did you learn anything from Mr. Caan? And Mr. Caan, did you teach Keanu anything?
Why don't you take this one, Mr. Caan?
Well, first of all, in praising, it's very difficult, I think, for a guy to be a producer and an actor, and I mean, from both ends, as an actor and as a producer, and it sometimes would make the actors uncomfortable when you speak to him as an actor, and but he was pretty amazing. I never at any point felt, except when I saw him pulling his hair out in some corner when money was being spent. But he never acted the way actors, I guess, are supposed to behave. So I mean, I learned that it could be done with grace and not feeling awkward. I mean, I told him to get the hell out of my way, not thinking he was the producer. So
you got to be nice to me, Caan.
No, he worked very, very, very hard, and I don't know. I just learned something that I just fortified what I learned. I think that when people like one another, which I'm only speaking for myself. I don't know how anybody thought, but it always emanates itself onto the screen. I mean, I love this girl to death. Keanu and Malcolm, not so much.
Right.
But no, but
It's just the way it goes.
the crew, everybody, it was a good time. I mean, you know, we didn't have the best conditions, we didn't have this, but I always find those pictures in my time in this business to be somehow the best that I've made, when people are having a good time, and so I mean, I just fortified that, and so I learned that I don't know how to handle these stupid situations right here. That's what I know.
Yeah, and just you know, working with Jimmy, it's again, it's like you said, it's kind of expression fortify, in the sense of just showing how it can be done in a way with craft and done right. Just kind of, I don't know, rolling up the sleeves, coming to the house, do the table read, you know, your take on the character, and just being right, you know, but also just kind of being present and I don't know, just class and a great actor, you know.
Thank you. You didn't say that once to me during all the time we were together.
But I felt it. That was.
I'd like to pick up on that idea of learning, because one of the great subplots in the film, one of the great roles in the film, is of course Peter Stormare's role as the theatre director. And there's so much there about the craft of acting. Who decided on making that so central and bringing that? The film could be seen as almost a lesson in acting.
Well, it was a way we had this great. Well, you spoke about the device of the director that we had, who was just trying to kind of have some focus on, you know, Vera's character Julie, and the way to kind of reveal, you know, a little bit of the subtext, a little bit of what was behind them, you know, a little bit more what was going on with her a little bit. And you were saying it was great to have a character like that who could just kind of declare, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Stormare was so, he's a lens cracker, you know. He really was, he's the, I mean, he was directed by Bergman, you know, the role of Hamlet. This guy's a serious player in terms of thespian, the thespian world, you know. So it was amazing to have him around, and he just took the role by the neck, you know, by the throat, and just hammered it beautifully to shape. Yeah, he's a critical part, because his feelings, you know, about the play and for the characters are so central to the movie. You know, and, really happy with his performance.
Thank you.
Malcolm's always happy, by the way. Malcolm's the happiest director I've ever worked with. I've never heard the word. I mean, every take, whether she picked up a brush, or I combed my hair, or Keanu walked across the room. Brilliant. It was brilliant. So he made you feel good all the time.
You know,
his middle name is Brilliant.
You know, I'm very lucky to be able to have these actors, to work with these actors. It's just this happy trio. So it was, I'm very grateful.
Thank you. Vera, among your different roles, I hear that you're also stepping behind the camera.
I just completed a film called Higher Ground, directed it and starred in it simultaneously, a super low budget film about, it sort of traces a little girl through childhood, teenage pregnancy, adulthood, in search for higher ground, and it examines faith and the questioning and grappling with faith. It's kind of a strange taboo subject, I think, in a predominantly Christian country that we live in. And it's a big subject matter in horror films, but it's never, there's never really been a film that explores this subject matter, which really intrigues me. And it's really sort of the questions of faith, and explores doubt in religion. But that's what I've been working on, yeah, for the whole summer and my whole second trimester of pregnancy, which was tough.